I don't. It's not. I don't think giving charity is a Jewish thing, is it?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think it is.
From my point of view,
I don't think it is, Jack.
there are when we kid around, when I hear, look, said earlier, I don't care for ideologues, whether they're Democrats, Republicans, Jews, Christians, Muslims. I really don't care for ideologues. So if any Jew has ever said to me, being Jewish is an ethical religion, I say ethics was not created by Jews. Ethics is a Greek word. It was created by the Greeks, and the Romans called it morals, which had to do with custom. We Jews cannot say that we're more ethical than other people. I don't believe any of that, and we shouldn't believe it because it's very arrogant. It's not true. It depends on the people. But for me personally, look, the Greeks struggled with the question of, what does it mean to be human? It's an unanswerable question, which is why my kid brother, who's a philosopher, said, why do you give so much? He wasn't attacking it. He wanted to have a discussion. And to be rational about why do you give to charity is a waste of time. It's a waste. Like many questions, it's a matter of choice. And every choice has a counter decision. Otherwise, what is there to choose? Every point has a counterpoint. You don't need to be a Talmudist to know that there are parallel signs of reasoning on every point that exists, especially for lawyers and for Jews. So why do I give to charity from my point of view? I mean, aside from Bunny, because Bunny feels the same, why do we give to charity? It's a matter of how we define ourselves as human beings. I mean, I think it's humane. If you have enough to survive, look, it gets down to the question, which I raised, you need money to survive. It's like blood. But suppose you have enough money to survive. Is survival the end all of what you are as a person? If you have money, is that it? Just to make money and to accumulate, and that's it? So I personally don't want to live that way. It's not a question of what's right or wrong, because that gets into an almost metaphysical question. It's a question of how you want to live. If I have enough money, and we do, to live the life we want to live, then the question is, what do we do if we have more than enough, which we do? What do we do with that? Do we simply pass it on to our children? Or do we give some of it so that we can kid ourselves that we're making life better for other people who don't have money? Whatever the reasons are, it's all arbitrary, like all decisions. But I decided, and Bunny and I didn't have to have a big discussion, we were both on the same thing. I decided when I started making some money that we need to do more than just use the money. And we've never we don't live a high life. We live a good life, but we don't. So the question is, do we help others who are unfortunate? I want to say yes, because to me, humanity is more important than intellect, everything. And I guess it's a way of being godlike. It's also what my grandmother said. To give to charity, pray for the world. Just because we gave up God doesn't mean we give up on the world. You do the best you can. And if you want to make the world a better place or repair the world, and I'm not using, theological words, but they are theological. If you want to repair the world, how do you do that? You wait for God? No, I never believed that we wait for God. I believe that we create God. So if we want heaven on earth, we have to make heaven, because it ain't going to come there from heaven. It's a waste of time. I learned that when I was a kid. If you want to get something done that you think is right, you better do it. Don't wait for somebody to, So it's all arbitrary. But we both, I guess for a variety, we both lived in an observant Jewish world. And in the observant Jewish world,
give charity.
Charity is part of the living.
That's right.
It doesn't make Jews better or worse than anyone else.
Yeah.
I think Jews have a right to be as good or bad as everybody else. I don't believe they're chosen for anything, except as Lenny Bruce said, to be killed, we're not chosen. So, and we belong to a synagogue that is antithetical to the chosen people idea. We don't believe we're chosen. We're just people like with all the other people in the world. So I'm glad we're able to give to charity. It
Yes.
at least makes us feel better.
I don't know that it makes me feel better. It just is just what I
It's
do.
the right thing to do.
It's just what we do.
And I think it's the appropriate thing to do. I think it's appropriate if you want to tell yourself, how do I want to be as a human being? Do I want to just keep it all for myself? Or do I want to share it with others who can't? That's a question. There's no answer to it. You just do what you think is the operative word, is right. Because there's no, this is right and this is wrong. That's baloney.